Let's go to southern Nigeria. Still some political drama. The People's Democratic Party says it would write the Independent National Electoral Commission to demand fresh elections to replace its 27 members in Rivers State House of Assembly who defected to the All Progressive Congress. The reason adduced for their defection, according to the latest written to the Speaker and read on the floor of the House, was predicated on the division in a party as regards the tussle for the position of the National Secretary of the PDP, which had made communications channels difficult. Reacting to the defection of the lawmakers, the PDP National Publicity Secretary revealed that the party would explore all options to reclaim its seats in a State House of Assembly. The spokesperson said that by defecting from the PDP, the seats of the representative 27 lawmakers had become vacant by virtue of the provision of Section 109, subsection 1G of the 1999 Constitution as amended. In the meantime, a Rivers State High Court in Port Harcourt has ordered a factional Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Edison Ehie, to preside over the activities of the legislative arm of the state pending the determination of a motion before it. It also stopped lawmakers loyal to the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, from using the assembly premises following the directive of the governor, Siminalayi Fubara, that the facility was under renovation. Justice M.W. Danagogo gave this order in an experte motion in which Rivers State House of Assembly is the first claimant and Ehie as second claimant, and Martin Amaewhule is the first defendant, while the Deputy Speaker, Dumle Maol, is the second defendant. To discuss this, we're joined by a legal practitioner, Monday Ubani. Thank you very much for joining us. Good to see you again. The legalities of it. How does the section I just quoted address the situation of lawmakers defecting from one political party to another, and what are the legal implications for their seats in the State House of Assembly?
Somebody Hello? Say, here we go again. Yeah, are you hearing me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you now.
We're used to what is playing out in Rivers. In fact, Rivers has always been in the news. From the Legislative Assembly over the years, when Rotimi Amechi, you recall, was the governor of that state. There was big crisis also within the house that even sticks and other instruments of war were used in the house. And then at the then minority members, were very bold enough to muster the courage to attempt to impeach the governor, which made the governor to take some proactive and preemptive measures, by making sure that the courts were shut down for over 3 years he was in power. So we're used to what is playing out presently in Rivers. It's a problematic state by all standards in terms of politics. But what is making this a bit scary for me is the involvement of the judiciary now in the entire process. My advice have always been that the judiciary should not in any way be dragged into any unnecessary reputational issues, when politicians are fighting. They should try as much as possible to maintain some level of neutrality, especially when issuing some certain orders, that will create some level of discomfort. Experte orders, are really used, really used for emergency cases where the issue of damages, cannot repair the situation, and it is clearly an emergency situation that requires the intervention of the judiciary in making a preservative order to preserve the rest. So the proper thing actually is to put every party on notice and hear the parties that decide the matter after hearing all parties in a suit. So that has been the standard. But now the experte orders again is being used to by judges, flying left, right, center, and all that. What has happened is not a good development for the state, especially in the light of the recent election that people are expecting good governance from those that have entrusted leadership position to. This fight that is going on now does not augur well at all for the interest of the people, and the judiciary should not be dragged into it. That's my advice. They should maintain neutrality. Yes.
That's on one part. Let's look at the other part, the potential challenges, or if you please, legal hurdles the PDP is likely to face in its bid to demand fresh elections to replace the 27 lawmakers who defected to the APC. What are they?
Yes. No, the point is that it's a factual, whether there is crisis. You know, the Section 109 you voted actually is a provision that says the members of the House cannot defect to another political party when they come into power through a political party, except you can prove, you know, there is an exception. And that exception is that if you're able to convince the court that the reason for defection is that there is crisis within your political party, of course, it's a complete defense for anyone whose position is being threatened by virtue of his defection. Now, the issue is what constitutes crisis. It's a matter of fact. It's a matter that is evidential. You have to prove that fact before the court that, look, based upon this, we are of the firm view that there is really crisis and division within my political party. That should warrant me not to remain in there and then move to another political party. So it's on that circumstance you can't move. So what these people are alleging, who defected, is that, there are cases, pending in court against the leadership of the party, especially with regards to a very vital organ, which is the secretary. That the secretary's position is threatened, they can't communicate. These are the allegations. Now, the court will look at it. Does this particular fact constitute crisis that should warrant members of the House who have been elected on a platform to move to another? They will determine all that. But they have alleged that, and they are saying they can't communicate. In fact, they try to reach out to the leadership, they cannot because there is no secretary.
I guess the same curiosity I have is what most Nigerians have. Will they be able to retain their seat despite the defection? We've seen that happen repeatedly in this country where a candidate wins in one party and moves to another party and maintains his position there despite whatever overtures that's put up by the opposition. So do you see the alignments, disintegrating this time, or you expect status quo?
My problem is with our judiciary. If you think that this matter will end in a 6 months' time, it can take up to 10 years, by which time these people would have finished their term of office. It's only 3 years now, remember, they have spent over 6 months. So even if you go to court now to remove them and the court makes a pronouncement that they are removed at the lowest court, they go to Court of Appeal. Be sure that within the Court of Appeal, we have 2 years or 3 years within which that case will be decided. So if they lose at the Court of Appeal, they go to Supreme Court. By that time, they would have exhausted their tenure and moved. So the issue is, I have never seen any of the members, either at the federal or state, who has defected to another party and they had been successfully removed, asked to vacate. There are maybe 1 or 2, but I don't think there are many who have defected and nothing has happened. And if you go to court, the matter will linger and they still remain where they are until the tenure exhausts.
It's unfortunate for us sitting on the sidelines. It's quite exhausting, watching how politics play out in this country. Let's see what unfolds there. Thank you very much for speaking with us. We appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Good night.